Hello students, welcome to the session on data structures. Okay, in our previous lecture we have completed our recursion topic as well as we have seen several types of recursion. In our today's topic we are going to discuss about the queue data structure. What it is? Queue data structure. It is a simplest data structure that we really and in our real life we will be observing these data structures, I can say. Okay, so simply when you are going for a movie, when you are going for a theater, you people will be in queue in order to have the tickets for those particular movies. That is what the queue structure is. In this particular structure we are going to follow the pattern called first in first out. First in first out. First in first out. First out mean to say that whatever the element that we are inserting into the queue, that will be inserted first and that element will be deleted from the queue for the first. Okay, mean to say that whoever entering into the queue, he will be taking the ticket and he will be going out. That is what it means is. Queue is an ordered collection of items in which the items may be inserted at one end, known as rear. As we are inserting the data from here, we will be calling this as rear, and inserted elements will be moving like this. Okay, so rear, and one end will be called as front. Okay, say consider if I'm having this queue will be implemented with the help of arrays that we already discussed. Okay, consider these are my queue. Then your insertion will be done from here called a rear end, and deletion will be done from front end. Okay, see, in case of our stack we will be having only one end from which we will be inserting the element, from which we will be deleting the element. But in case of our queue we are having two ends from which we are inserting and deleting the element. The end in which we are inserting the element is called as rear, and the end in which we are deleting the elements are called as front. Say suppose if I am inserting the elements from this particular point, then it is called as a rear end. If I am deleting the elements from this point, then it will be called as front end. Say consider if I am inserting A, B, C, D, then they will be inserted like this. I will be inserting A first here, and if I'm inserting the second element, A will be moved here and B will be there. And if I'm inserting C, A will be moved to the next one and B and C will be stored. Like that, the insertion will be done like this: A, B, C, D. Okay, insertion will be done from the rear end. If I want to delete the element, then I will be deleting the elements from the front end. Okay, like this we will be inserting and deleting the elements. Say already I told you people, if I'm inserting A, B, C, then the order of deletion will be having the same thing, A, B, C, D. But in case of stack, if I'm inserting A, B, C, D, then I need to delete the D first and then C and then B and then A. But in case of our queue, whatever the element that we are inserting first, that will be deleted from that particular queue. That you need to remember. Okay, these can be observed in your real life while you are getting into the bus, while you are taking the tickets, while you are going for any temple. At every place we can observe the queue structure. Okay, and see, it will be following the FIFO structure as I discussed, first in first out, and the insertion will be done from the rear end and deletion will be done from the front end. Do remember ma? And already I told you people, this queue is implemented with the help of array, where we will be having the limitation of elements. Mean to say that we will be having the maximum size of an array onto which we will be implementing the queue structure. Okay, and primitive operations, or as I can say ADT operations, that we could perform on your queue structure. The first thing that I can say is your insertion, that is insertion of elements into your array. And the second operation that I can say is your deletion. And insertion and deletion sometimes in case of queues will be called as NQ and DQ. The insertion will be called as NQ and deletion will be called as DQ. DQ. The insertion of an element into Q is known as NQ and deletion of an element from the Q is known as DQ. Okay, these are the two major operations I can say onto the Q data structure we could perform. Okay, and see the next operation that I can say is your creation. You can create the Q. Mean to say that when I am creating array, then it is called as when I am implementing Q onto the array, then I can call it as I have created some Q. And if I want to destroy them, I can destroy. And if I want to insert the element, I can insert. If I want to delete the elements from the Q, I can delete. And in order to do them, we need few more operations like whether the Q is full or not. Is full or not. This function we have seen in case of stack also. But in order to insert the element into your Q, we need to check whether the Q is having any empty space or not. If it is having, then you can insert the element. If it is not, then you should not insert the element. And the fourth operation that I can say is empty. Is empty. This function is used to say whether your Q is having any element or not. Okay, if it is full, it will be giving us the value. If it is empty, it will be giving us the value. Empty means you should not have any elements into your Q. You should delete all the elements from your Q so that your Q will be empty. Okay, in order to perform the operations, we need to take the help of array. As I told you people, we will be declaring Q array. Okay, say suppose if you are having Q array like this, int Q, and if it is storing 50 elements, then you can say that the 50 is maximum size of your array. Okay, then max Q, as we have taken in the case of stack, we are taking max size. I can say in this max Q or as max size will be giving the maximum elements that you can store in your Q. Okay, 50 elements. If I'm saying 50 elements, then I can store the elements from 0 to 49. Okay, the same way where we have implemented the same concept in your stack, in the same way we will be implementing from the in the case of structure called Q also. Okay, now let us look into the data structure or as QADT implementations, how we will be implementing the operations onto your Q. See, the first operation that I can perform is create. Create operation, it allocates the node or else it allocates the array memory. If say suppose if I am declaring this int Q 50, then it will be allocating us 50 locations for storing the 50 integer elements. Then that is nothing but the creation. Okay, and after the creation of your Q, we need to insert the elements into your array. But for that reason, I need to specify the maximum size. As I said you people, max Q you can say, that is 50 elements I can store into my Q. Okay, as I specified you people, maximum size will be of 50. Then we can insert 50 elements into our Q. If you are not inserted any elements, then you should not enter any value. Say suppose if you are inserting and deleting the elements from your Q, both the front and rear values will be same, that is -1, as we have taken in the stack. Okay, stack top will be what? Top will be -1, so that we will be incrementing the value of top when we are inserting the element into your stack. But in case of your Q, we will be having end called rear and front. Both ends will be there. Both ends will be assigned with the -1 as they will be representing none. No elements are present at the first initial step, I can say. In order to represent that, we will be initializing front and rear as -1. Okay, and see, front and rear, when they are represented with -1, when they are having the both values are same, then you people can say that the front and rear values are same, so no elements are present in your Q. If both the values are different, then you can say that you are having some values into your Q, I can say. Now let us try to understand them by using some example. So consider if I am having a Q which is having maximum size as 5. Maximum size is 5. If I am trying to insert first element, then rear and front will be -1 here, means to say that it is representing this. Okay, say suppose these locations are 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Then if I am inserting insert some one element, then here front I will be incrementing the rear value here, rear plus plus, that is at 0th location I will be inserting 1. Okay, and remaining locations will be free. And if I am saying insert 2, then 1, 2, remaining locations will be free, 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4, like this. Okay, if I am inserting third location will be inserted, and the rear value will be incremented. Front is -1 only, front will be -1 only here. Okay, the rear value is 1 now, rear value is 1 now. Like this we will be incrementing the value of rear and front. If say suppose if I am deleting the elements, say suppose delete operation, then delete, what the delete will do, it will be incrementing the value of front plus plus. What the front plus plus value is 0, then 1 will be deleted and 2 will be there, and 3 and 4, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 will be there. No, when I am incrementing the value of front plus plus, then it will be locating 0. We will be giving the output as 1. Then again we will be incrementing the value of front here when I am deleting the element. Okay, the front value will be 0, then it will be taken away, and your queue will consist of only 2 elements. Okay, this will be empty and 2 remaining locations will be free, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, like this. Okay, in this way we will be inserting and deleting the elements from your queue, I can say. Now let us try to implement them in the programming case. Okay, say in order to implement that, you need to have a maximum size, you need to have the queue array, and you need to have the rear and front ends. Okay, now I'll try to implement that by using the program. Just try to understand the program. Whatever we have discussed, that will be appearing on your program. Okay, just try to understand it. Okay, now I'll start my program here. See, in this particular session, what I will do is I will take a class called class queue. Okay, in this queue, what I will do, I will take the private variables like int, rear and front. These are the two ends from which we will be inserting and deleting the elements, and I will be having an array in which we will be implementing the queue data structure, which is having 50 elements range, and I will be giving some range int max size. Okay, and you can increment the size. Okay, whenever you are inserting the elements, then you can increment the size. Now then I will be taking one more element like size. Then I need to initialize this max size and size, and then rear and front. For initializing them, I will be taking the constructors help. Then I will be having public, I will be declaring the member. Okay, queue is a constructor which is having the same name as your class. Okay, now within this, what I will initialize, I will be initializing the max size. Max size is equals to 50, and then rear and front will be -1 initially. Okay, it will be locating the same locations initially when you are not inserting any values. Okay, size of the queue is 0. Why? Because we haven't inserted any element. Just now we are creating the queue. Okay, and after this I need to check whether it is empty or not in order to delete any element. Int is empty. How we will be checking the empty function? See, already I told you people max is equals to 50. Say suppose front and rear are at the same position, then I can say that it is not having any elements. See, in this particular example, I have deleted front. I have deleted front element, that is 1. Then your front will be here. Okay. Say suppose if I am trying to perform one more delete operation, then front and rear will be locating the same location, that is rear is equals to front. That means front value will also be 1 and rear value will also be 1. Then 1 and 2 both are deleted now. Then we can say that it is not having any elements over here. Okay, now let us try to implement that in your function is empty. And then in order to insert the element, I should check whether it is reached the maximum size or not. That I will be checking by using the function called isFull function. isFull function. Okay, and then I will be having void add or insert function. You can say insert int element, whatever the element that we are sending. In order to hold that, I'm going for int element. Okay, and in order to delete the elements, int delete. Okay, int delete. I'm not writing it completely, delete is a keyword in your C++ programming. That is the reason I'm saying delete. Okay, don't write delete. This is a keyword in your C++. Okay, and just I'm closing my class. Okay, in the class I have declared the variables required and functions which has to be performed onto your queue. Okay, now let us try to implement them by the code. isEmpty function, isFull function, is void insert and void delete. Now let us go for the isFull function. Now isFull function or as isEmpty function, whatever the thing that you want to write, you can write. See, in both the cases we are having return type as empty. Then I will go for integer return type, and my function name is q, my class name is q, and scope resolution operator, my function name is isFull. Okay, isFull function. In the isFull function we are not sending any argument. Just in this, if my rear end is equals to max size, that is this, max size is this, max size minus 1, mean to say that it can store 50 elements, but we will be beginning the indices from 0 to 49. If it is rear is equals to max minus 1, then you can say that it is full. In order to say that, we are going for return 1. Else, if this case is false, then return what? Minus 1, or as return 0. I can say return 0. This is a simple concept. Already you people might have understood in the case of stack also. Okay, but here we have checked whether the top is equals to max minus 1 or not. Here in this case we are having two endpoints in which we are inserting the element. In order to insert that, I'm checking whether the rear has reached the max minus 1 position or not. If it is reached, then I will be stopping there itself. Then if it is not, then I can insert the element. Okay, and the second function that I'm having is isEmpty. Here also we are returning something. So integer, my class name is q. My class name is what? Q. My class name is q. My function name is empty. So this is the function. And see, when I'm going for the next one in the function itself, here I will be checking the front. Okay, here in this particular case, when we are checking isFull or not, we have checked with the rear part. But when I am going for the empty position, or else when I want to check whether it is empty or not, I will be checking whether front is equals to rear or not. Whenever we are deleting the element from your queue, I will be incrementing the value of front. When it reaches to your rear, then you can say there is nothing in your queue. Okay, so when it is this, I will be returning what? Return 1. Else return 0. Return 0. This is empty function. When I want to insert the element, then I will be checking whether it is full or not. If it is not full, then I can insert the element. If it is full, then I will be stopping the program. Now let us try to write the code for insertion. Okay, in order to insert the elements, my return type will be void, that is it won't return anything. My class name is q, my function name is insert. I think so, right? We have written insert over here, insert function. So this, okay, I'll be writing insert function, insert int element, whatever the element that we are sending from the main function, int element. And in this, what I'm doing is I'm checking whether it is full or not. If it is not full, see here I'm specifying this. If it is not full, then insert the q, insert the element into your q, q of plus plus rare, plus plus rare. Rare is an end from which we are inserting the element. For that reason, I am incrementing the value of rare. Initially, rare value will be -1. When I am incrementing this, this will become 0. At the 0th position, I will be inserting this element. Okay, plus plus rare is equals to element, whatever the element that I am sending it from the main function, and I will be incrementing the size of the q. Okay, this is our size. Initially, I have assigned it 0. When I have inserted the first element, then it should be incremented, size plus plus. Okay, and after this I will be closing this function. See, in order to delete the function, in order to delete any element from your queue, then it need to return something, no? Then I will be taking the return type as integer. My class name is q, scope resolution operator, and delete is my function. Don't write delete completely, ma. Delete is a keyword in your C++. Do remember that. Okay, in this, no need to send any index, no need to send any element. Why? Because from the first end, that is rare end, we are inserting the element. From the front end, we will be deleting the elements. Okay, in your queue, we are following that structure, that is FIFO structure. In order to delete that, we are trying to check whether it is empty or not. If it is empty, we can't delete the element. If it is not empty, then we can delete the element from your queue, like this one. If it is not empty, if it is not empty, do this. What you will do? Return q, before returning it, just reduce the size of your array, that is size minus. Why you are reducing the size? See, in case of insertion, we have incremented the size. When we are deleting the element, we need to reduce the size, right? For that reason, I am doing this size minus, and I am returning what? Return q of front plus plus, or as front plus 1 I can say. Okay, front plus front, I can say plus front. Why? Because before throwing any results, just I'm going for plus. So initially front value will be -1. When I want to delete the first element, it will increment the value of this -1 to 0. At the 0th position, we will be having some element. That element will be deleted from your queue. For that reason, return q plus front I'm doing. Okay, and then else, if it is not full, if it is empty, then what you need to do? Else return 0. Okay, this is how the code will be for your queue. And we need to write the code for main function, that is void main. In the main function, what we are doing, we are going to create the object for your queue. My class name is queue here. Okay, so for queue class, I'm creating one queue object. Okay, and by using this object, I can access the remaining functions like this. Okay, q dot insert sum 7 q dot insert some 8, q dot insert some 0. Okay, these elements will be inserted into your queue by checking whether they are having any free space or not. If it is not full, then only they will be inserted. Okay, if you want to print the deleted element, then you can write like this: cout what, q dot delete, by which we will be returning the first element, that is 7. Okay, we are inserting the 7 element now first, and then we have inserted 8, and then we have inserted 0. Then this 7 will be taken away from your queue and it will be displayed on the screen. Okay, like this we will be writing the code. As per your requirement, you can write the code, I can say. Okay, this is how we will be writing the code for your queue. And do remember, initially when we are going for any queue, the queue will be having two endpoints from which we will be inserting and deleting. The insertion end is called as rear and the deletion end is called as front end. Okay, and insertion will be done from this. Okay, the first element, second element, third element, and it will be pushed like this. Okay, whenever a person come for the ticket, then he will be entering into the queue and he will be moving to the counter. Okay, the first element will come and second element will come, third element, fourth element, like this it will be pushed down. And when you are deleting the element from the front, from this particular counter, then it will be incrementing the value of front. Initially front and the rear will be having the same position, that is -1. Whenever the insertion will be done, the rear will be incremented. Okay, and whenever the deletion will done, deletion will increment the value of front. When both are same, then we can say that the queue is empty. When they are not same, then we can say that we are having some elements into your queues. This is very easy concept and easy to remember, easy program, I can say. Just do remember, it is very important for your external. That's it for now. See you in the next one. Thank you.